Well, hello there. Are you ready to stretch? Because I'm feeling ready to stretch, so let us get into it. Today is another episode of my journey to get the full pancake, and we're going to be using weights in order to help us get deeper. So I'll talk you through the stretch as I do my warm up. As with all of these episodes, you can sort of do them as a follow along if you want. So adopt a position and just lightly try to move into your easy, almost deep version of the pancake, whatever you have today. So, in the last episode, we talked about how we can use gravity in order to get deeper in the pancake stretch or in any stretch. And in the last one, we talked about modifying your body's position such that the thing that you're stretching uses gravity to pull more directly downwards. So when we elevate the hips, we can get the torso more horizontal so that gravity pulls more vertically on me, and then the force that gravity exerts is a bit stronger, allowing me to reach a deeper depth. So the other way that we can exploit gravity is instead of changing the angle of the stretch and our body's position in space, we can simply add weight to the part of our body that's acting in the stretch. So in this case, I've got a little dumbbell with 6 kilos on it, I think, which maybe is a slightly heavy. I probably would have gone for 5 if we had those weight increments available. But yeah, you want to start with something relatively light. So this, like I said, 6 kilos, something like 14 pounds or so. Nothing too heavy. The idea is to pull you a little bit deeper, but not to be like a strength workout because we don't want to push ourselves too hard in this. So I'm starting to feel pretty loose, and the right side's a little bit tighter though today, which is okay, but is what it is. So I'm gonna get a little bit deeper, move up to like maybe like a 7 out of 10 sort of feeling on this warm up rep, and yap a little bit less. So the question of the day for you folks is, does an orange shirt go with these red shorts? My partner claims that they don't. But I don't know. I beg to differ. I think when you wear comfortable shorts and a comfortable shirt, it always goes together. But let me know what you think in the comments. All right, that's good enough for the warm up. So I'm feeling pretty loose, feeling a light to moderate stretch on the adductors and in the low back, and kind of in the mid back a little bit, although I didn't flex my back fully in that first rep. So we'll just take a moment to rest before we put on our actual working rep for the day. The point of adding weight to this, again, is to increase the force that is pushing us into the stretch. So by adding extra force, it makes it easier to get into the stretch position. And that, of course, exerts a larger force on the muscles and soft tissues in the joints that you're trying to stretch. By doing that, you're able to get a little bit deeper. And of course, the key with this is to get gradually deeper over time. We're not trying to push ourselves to an absolute 10 or 11 out of 10 and tear something, but we are trying to feel a very intense stretch in a range of motion that we can control with muscle. You always want to be cautious when you're adding weight to something to not go too heavy too fast and not go too deep too fast. Because obviously, I could just have someone stand on my back and they would push me real deep, but I might tear my hamstrings in the process. So here I'm using a little dumbbell. You can also use just weight plates by themselves or a small backpack or something. And in the vicinity of like 3 to 6 kilos or 5 to 15 pounds is probably about good for most people, at least to get started. All right, with that, let's get into our working rep. Okay, so I'm pushing myself a little bit into the wider straddle position than last time. And then I pick up the weight, put it on my shoulder here so that it actually applies weight into the stretch, and I'll slowly bend down. For this one, I'm going to do some light reps just to sort of feel my adductors and low back actually working. Oh yeah, that's a really, really good stretch. Oh my gosh. Do some light pulses near my end range. So in this position, I'm allowing my backs to flex a little bit, but not super deeply. At the end of the stretch, I will then allow my backs to fully flex to sort of test my range of motion for the day and see where I can hit my forehead too. All right, it's starting to feel intense, so I'm going to back off for a second. Stretch out the knees a little bit. Feels a little bit tight on my knees. That's okay. That's normal. It happens. Now I'll get back into it. I think that was good for today. So you notice on that one, I first got my forehead to the ground, then I got my nose to the ground, and finally my lips to the ground. So I think, yeah, 3 weeks ago when I started this, I was able to get 3 fingers away from the ground with my forehead. So I've made a little bit of progress, you know? It's not going to happen overnight. Flexibility goals take a really long time. You just have to consistently put in the work, but they don't actually take that much effort in the long term. Like I said, I stretch for less than 20 minutes a week, and this is the exact modality and method of stretching that I teach in my program, Finding Flexibility, for which the link is in the description if you're so inclined. But yeah, in about 20 minutes a week, you can make consistent progress in any flexibility goal, provided that you're willing to continue to putting in work over the long term. Because again, we want to get strong for life. We want to get flexible for life. We don't just want to achieve something and then forget about it, and then 2 years in the future have nothing to show for it and have lost all of the gains we've made. We want to actually enjoy living in a body that is consistently stronger and consistently more flexible throughout our adult life. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you got value on this, there's tons of more flexibility content already on the channel and upcoming. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.